right, this is it, my dudes. Final day. I'm tired of this car, but it has to be done. What we've been procrastinating, avoiding so much, it's gonna be drilling the oil to the oil pan with the drill so we can get a return line for the oil of the turbo, which it goes right here. This is the line's gonna return the oil back. Once the oil comes out, it's gonna cycle through, go back down, and we have to go to the oil pan, which the oil pan is underneath the car, obviously, which is this bad boy right here. That's the oil pan. That's part of the oil pan. We already drained the oil out, so there's no oil inside. And we're gonna drill a hole, most likely somewhere around, you guys can see, around there in that area where the line, this is the line right there. You guys can see it. That line right there. See how it goes, close to the oil pan. The only thing that's destroying us is all this going on, so it's going to be hard to do so. I don't want to take this off no more because it's already set in stone. We have it all both in, tight up, and I don't want to mess around with the coolant hose because we have that all bolt up because in there is tight, my dudes. Just because those headers were different, so you guys can see from the top end, it's a big mess, and for us to tie it up down there, it's going to be even harder. So that's why we're going to drill it from outside. We got this bad boy, which is just a long one of this because we can drill farther away from the car. So that makes sense. We test it out, same hole, it works. Now the scary part is the drilling to the oil pan. The best we could. Where's my flashlight? And we also put, you see that silver part right there, the lights flashing out right there, my dudes, the impact. Like a little starter impact, which is that, so we can get the drill where we want it. That's the straightest we can get from it. You guys can see it off the light. Yeah, it's that one right there. And we're gonna be drilling it from the outside. We also have grease, is right there. We're gonna grease up the drill. I'm sure you guys. We're gonna grease up the drill. We're gonna grease up this bad boy, probably like up to here or whatnot. That's just because when we have the metal shavings coming out, we're gonna get all these metal shavings inside the engine. This is the one thing we're scared of. We do not want metal shavings inside the engine because that's gonna ruin the engine. So that grease is probably gonna be like glue, and it's gonna stick as much as possible to the drill bit. So that's what we're hoping on, using grease. And we don't want to go all the way in. We want to go somewhat in, just to. So we also might have to use tape to tape the rest of the drill bit, so we won't go all the way in. You don't want to go all the way in. You just want to cut it. And it's getting dusty and windy again. What's going on? All the dust. All right, my dude, that's how it is. So all the metal shavings from the grease, the black tape is right there. That's how we did it. And we just put this down, and that's all the leftovers on the floor. And the hole is right there. Oh, flashlight helps. That's the hole, my dudes. Perfect. We still have shavings, so we're just gonna like clean it off a little bit. Use the grease as well, and hopefully not a lot. Metal shavings went inside, but I do have the oil bolt that has a magnet, so it will hold it. But still, don't want all the metal shavings inside the engine. Because once all the metal shavings inside the engine, it just tears it up on the inside. So do it like that. Slowly, my dudes. Don't go all the way in until it goes all the way in. Then you just bring it back out. Don't go crazy and go all the way in. No, just take your time and just do it. Well, that was scary, my dudes. But the oil pan didn't have the drill in it. So now let's continue on putting on the rest of it. And we got to figure out if we're going to cut this oil line or not, because it might be a little bit too long. And that's it. We have another one like this that goes under the car. You guys can see it. That's what holds the oil line, and we're back in business. Just because you made the hole, don't forget you need to tap it. So we have the tapper around here. Where is the tapper? Which I cannot find. And basically the tap just makes the holes, makes the lines for the bolt can slit in and out. This is the tap. So this tap right here is what you call, my dudes. It's gonna make the lines for the bolt, which is right here, to get in. Because right now we just have a hole, a straight hole. So with this bad boy, it makes the pattern. Pattern goes in, it stays in. This is what it is. This is gonna go right from that hole for the return line. All right, my dudes, let's go back down there. Let me help my dad out. We got the camera. The tap, we got it on, my dudes. Boom, there it is. A nice shiny piece is on. Finally, my dudes. So, we just put more grease on it. So then we're gonna take it out. You guys will see more metal shavings. My dad just cleaned the tap because it did come out with metal shavings. All the metal shavings down there. No bueno. I'm just gonna take it off. And we check if there's still some. Yep, there it is. See a couple metal shavings there. So from that little hole, clean it off, and that we should be all set. And don't forget the little. See, we gotta put that on the gasket. So don't forget that bad boy on that. Then from there we play around with how we're gonna do the oil line, which is right there. The hole is pretty big, my dude. So don't think that it's a small little hole. No, it's pretty big, 1/2 inch. Perfect. All right, my dude, we finally got it done. What we had to do was we had to cut this, my dudes, and for us to fit inside, we had to get pliers and we bend this backwards to get the rubber naked, and then we cut it with the grinder because this is really, really tough stuff, my dude. Like, this is really, really tough stuff. So we use the grinder to cut all the extended hairs. My dad's gonna show you exactly what we did. That's why I like having a helper here, man. He told me what to do. So we just folded it back like so. We can just get the rubber part, and that rubber part just sticks in easily, and then we just tighten it up. Because we're suffering so much with this, it was like too thick for it to go in. So we did it like that. Stop right there, we can show them. So we did it like that, like an umbrella, my dudes. You guys can see that. Sorry, it's not focusing. We did it like that, like an umbrella. Then we cut off the excessive part, and we went pretty down deep for it to fit in with the grinder. But we finally got it. So this is the return line for the hose. It goes down through here, and we put electrical tape on it so it can stay stick. It goes all the way down, my dudes, that we're trying to avoid and work on forever. And there it is, my dudes. That's it. We finally got the other part of it. How you guys can see the silver. It comes down, and it goes back to the oil pan right there, my dudes. Finally. Finally. All right, my dudes. Now, we got to jump on to the next step, which will probably just be right here where we have, which is just already right here, my dudes. This is the oil line where the oil's going to get oil. You guys saw from the different video. We used the O2 sensor to adapt that. So the oil's going to go in, oil goes out. Turbo is now done. Coolant lines are now done. Oil return and oil to feed from is now done. This is completely, we got the turbo done. Now, the next thing we got to do is, obviously, we got to fix this part right here. I'll show you guys from the other video if you guys don't remember. This part right here does not fit, so we got to fix something how to adapt that. And then also, back here, my dudes, inside the car, I started working on the gauge cluster. So I took down this piece right here with the flat screwdriver. Just pop it out, my dudes. Don't be scared, which is right here. See, it has the clips on. Took down this bad boy. This is the gauge pod, gonna go right here, and here's the gauge right there. I actually already moved it and put the line inside, which is this one right here, my dudes. The first way we did it was a zip tie, connected it, and then we pulled it inside. I'll show you what my dad did, because he was pretty smart. We did a, where is it? Ah, right there. We did a little hole into it from right here, popped it in. And this is the vacuum line that tells us the gauge. We have to slice it, and we're gonna put a T right here. And then inside there, we'll do all the electronic stuff, which is gonna be all this setup here. Right here, my dudes. The wiring stuff inside, so we can get the gauge. We're almost done, my dudes. Just this gauge pod right here. That's just how it's gonna look. Changes colors. It's gonna be sweet.